Welcome back everyone, I'm Kit Plays Games, this is EVE Online. As you can see, I am once again sat inside a Ferox, so it's time for another level 3 mission. And the mission we have today is the Blockade. Oh, one of the good ones, at last. As we see on the mission badge, this mission is against Serpentis, and the objectives are eliminate the leader of the pirates blockading the Stargate. You will be informed when he has been dispatched. His demise should disperse the pirate gang eventually. This is a single open pocket with multiple waves of bad guys. It feels like it lasts forever, but it does end eventually. As we can tell from the rewards, this is one of the bigger level 3 missions. We are being paid a whopping 680,000 ISK and 2,563 loyalty points for completing this mission. That's more pay than you get from some level 4 missions, with a large 905,000 ISK bonus if we complete the mission within 6 hours. It is in this star system, so there's 0 travel time. So let's click accept, undock, and cause some mayhem. On the way to the mission, I'm going to unload the tracking computer and then run it dry, just to get a little bit more tracking, because I'm pretty sure we're going to land pretty much on top of the first spawn of enemies, and the fall-off range is still 58 kilometers, so they're still going to be in range. We've lost 5 kilometers from our fall-off range, but we have gained 15% faster tracking. And here we are. That is the pirate Stargate. They are blockading. First thing that has to die is a stasis tower, and get it off my screen, because it does that, it slows us down. Now this mission has what feels like never-ending waves of enemies. Oops, and multiple spawns, and unfortunately I hit the spawn trigger. Something at the back of my brain was saying, don't shoot the destroyer, don't shoot the destroyer, but I shot the destroyer and that triggered the next wave. Usually the trigger for the next wave is the NPC with the highest bounty payment in the previous wave. And I'm guessing that's going to be these Corellum Guardian Chief Sentinels and Protectors, who are elite, and they will have very high resistances and may be a bit difficult to destroy. But they are worth over 250,000 ISK each. There you are. There is their resistance profile. Really large. I'm sure it'll be fine. And they will be doing E-War. Luckily for us, all the other NPCs have spawned about 100 something kilometers away. Even though we are these ones are 128 kilometers away. Even though we have a long range fit, we're going to actually have to move at some point. Right, let's keep ourselves lined up with this guy so we get really good quality hits on him. By reducing the angular velocity between ourselves and him by using keep at range. Which should mean we get lots of smashes and penetrates. Yes, there we are, lovely. And then this guy next. Again, this is aided by our tracking computer being run dry. Shield is still holding fine. Yeah, we're taking big chunks off these guys. They are repairing themselves, because the elites do repair themselves. Most NPCs do actually repair themselves, but most of them it's like quite a low chance. They don't do it very often. Elites do it more often. Well, he still died. Go drones, go. Get him. It's one of the few missions where I actually will put my drones out. Just to add to the 90 something DPS that they bring to the table. As soon as this guy dies, we may... I don't think he's going to spawn a next wave, because he was part of the original spawn.
A module has run out of charges. A module has run out of charges.
Nope, he did not. So let's bring the drones back. I'm going to reload to thorium and then change the tracking computer back to optimal range, and there we are. Let's put 2 guns on each of these destroyers to get them off the screen. Now who do we think is going to be the... This is going to be difficult to judge. There's only 1 platoon leader here, so I think that is going to be the trigger. So let's go for that. Let's lock up all these destroyers down here and try and snipe these as well with our extremely long range ammo. Yep, that works. And then we'll just take everything in range order. I'm not overly concerned about spawning multiple waves of things at the same time because they're going to spawn 100 kilometers away from us. In the level 4 variant, that can be quite dangerous because as we see, these things are all yellow box, which means they only have us target locked. They are not actively firing on us because they spawned too far away for their little pop guns to hit us. If this was the level 4 version of this mission, and they were battleships, they would be red box, because battleship weapons can hit from way out there at that range. So we'll just kill them all in range order, closest to furthest away, and we'll see what spawns. Really should bookmark a wreck at some point. How about if we just bookmark that cargo can? That's quite a good idea. A message in local means we did indeed kill the platoon leader, and as guessed, he was indeed the spawn wave trigger. And these two new spawn waves are even further out than the first ones were. That's okay, they'll all be on yellow box and on direct approach to us to cut the range. That's fine by me. It means I don't have to move. Hopefully, by the time we've killed these 4 remaining battlecruisers from the second spawn, some of the new spawn will have drifted themselves into range. So far, so easy. The most difficult spawn so far has been the initial spawn with the elite cruisers. A, because they were close, and B, because they were elite cruisers. There are elite cruisers here, and here, and here, but they're very far away. Yep, looks like these guys have drifted into target lock range, that's fine.
A module has run out of charges.
Actually having to reload in this mission. In fact, let's just let all the guns cycle and then reload them all. There we go. Only takes 5 seconds to reload with hybrid weapons. One of the benefits to using them. And our shields have almost repaired themselves all the way up. I was just going to put 2 guns on each destroyer, but I couldn't be bothered. I'd rather just get them off the screen. Because all of the rest of these battlecruisers are now in range. I mean, this mission is like considerably more difficult than any other level 3 mission we've seen. The difficulty spread in missions is crazy wide. Even as if you watch the level 4 library playlist, you will see that some level 4 missions are absolutely embarrassingly easy, and some of them are really quite challenging. I do wish that the easy ones would just be eliminated and just leave us with the harder ones. Okay, that was another spawn trigger. Even more battle cruisers. I mean, all these battle cruisers are worth what, 130 something each? How many have we killed? What, 10 or 12 already? And there's even more just spawned? As well as the elite cruisers, who are worth 250,000 each. Lots of bounty and lots of loot in this mission, as well as the 2,000 loyalty points. Good, everything else is drifting into range as well. I said I was going to have to move in this mission, and so far that has not come to pass. Okay, let's reload again. Am I going to run out of ammunition? It's possible. I do only have 500 rounds of thorium left. Whoops. We can buy more thorium one jump away. I might even have some in cargo. And we have some Corelli Guardian frigates as well. These are elite frigates. We see big elite resistances. They will also be sensor dampening us, and these may very well try and warp jam us as well, which is very, very rare in level 3 missions. Fairly common in level 4, but very rare in level 3. I'm going to reload to antimatter, even though it'll be right at the edge of our fall off distance. I need to preserve my thorium ammo a little bit. Yeah, this is missing a little bit. Okay, it seems that these two elite cruisers are actually in their firing range because they have gone red box, which means they're now going to be orbiting us, which is why we're missing quite so often with the antimatter, because they're actually moving across our line of sight as opposed to directly approaching us like everything else is. I'm going to ignore that Carillion. I'm going to ignore the other elite cruiser because I want to get rid of these elite frigates before they get into range. I do not want to get warp jammed. I'll just pick them off. Because they're still on direct approach, they'll be much easier to hit. Just need to get them off the screen. There we go, that's one. And two. Of course, this also gives the other cruisers more time to get into our antimatter range, which is fine by me, because the shield is absolutely fine. We're on, what, 99% shield? I don't mind giving cruisers a few more seconds to get into a more comfortable range for our antimatter ammo. Speaking of which, that's all 4 of the elite frigates dead, so let's indeed reload to antimatter. I kind of want to get rid of the basic cruisers now. Because this guy's red box, it means he's at his optimal range now, so he's not actually going to come any closer, he's just going to try and orbit us from where he is. Same with these cruisers here, so we'll just get rid of them. We're still hitting them fine, even though we're not using the tracking computer empty to get additional tracking anymore. We're hitting them just fine. Yeah, and even these guys have come into range, that's good. Alright. Let's get you next. You're just a normal cruiser. Then we'll get rid of the elite cruiser, then we'll smash all the battle cruisers. Now there is no patrol leader here, so I have no idea which of these 6 or 7 battle cruisers is going to be either the trigger for the next wave or the trigger to complete the mission. Well, the wing leaders, the squad leaders seem to be worth more. So we'll put both the squad leaders at the back of the list and drag this one here. Okay, we'll just go from right to left. In fact, I'm going to turn off the tracking computer and run it dry. There we go, we'll just unload the script, turn it back on. I really should load, I really should keep a tracking speed script in the cargo. Then when have we ever needed that much tracking? On level 3s, not very often. I mean, we chewed through one battle cruiser in about 5 seconds. This one is not too far behind that. And again, I have not actually moved my ship a single pixel since we landed on this mission. Even though everything spawned at 130 kilometers, they all approached us pretty quickly. By the time we killed everything close, all the faraway stuff had come into range. So it's all going really rather well. And because they're on direct approach, it makes them very easy to hit, which is nice. Now, even that guy at 18 kilometers isn't red boxed yet, which leads me to believe these guys are going to be firing blasters. Oops. Reloaded too early, left one gun behind, that's okay, it only takes 5 seconds to reload. Now he's firing. He must be blaster fit. It's not going to do him much good though. Goodbye my friend, thank you for playing, come again. Right, well, none of the wing commanders was the trigger for the next wave or the mission completion. Maybe it's one of these two. Not that one. Is this the final guy in the mission? Or is it the final guy in this wave? It was the final guy in that wave. Okay, now we have lots of stuff all up in our business. So we're just going to have to smash these battle cruisers first, like right now. And maybe put our drones out to deal with the frigates. Okay. This is unfortunate. We're sensor damped to absolute hell. We can't even target out to that range. Okay, we're just going to have to try and hit as much as we can. These frigates may provide a bit of a problem. If these web and warp jam us, warp jamming's not the problem, the webbing would be. Because that would prevent us from being able to line ourselves up with the keep at range button. Right, that was the boss because we heard a really stupid sound, and that is the main objective has been achieved. Problem is, if I put my drones out to attack these frigates, they'll probably de-aggress on me and re-aggress on my drones, and they'll absolutely destroy my drones in about 3 hits. Because elite frigates absolutely despise drones. We'll just get rid of this last battle cruiser first. I'm going to turn my Microwarpdrive on now. As soon as he's dead, we'll reload the guns. Keep this guy at range, 40k. They don't seem to be webbing and warp jamming us, which is great, which means we should be able to pull range and hit them eventually. Yep, we're hitting, and as we get further away, we're hitting him harder. Jolly good. Alright, didn't have to risk my little droneses. We can hit them all on ourselves by using the correct buttons and playing smart. Well, the Noctis has got his work cut out for him here, hasn't he? Turn the Microwarpdrive off now. Boop, everything's dead. Right, let's dock and hand the mission in.
Warp drive active.
And I'm gonna go and have to buy more ammo. It's not a huge issue. I'll buy I'm buying a tracking speed script while I'm at it. Well, let's go. So let's complete the mission. And that was 20 minutes. That was quite a long time to be out doing a level 3 mission. But then again, we're going to get an absolute ballload of bounty and loot and salvage. And speaking of loot and salvage, I'm going to go out in the Noctis and get all that. And by the time that's done, the bounty payment should be in the wallet. So let's find out what we got. Alright, Mr. Noctis has been out and done what he does best. So let's review what we got. Agent mission pay 680,000 ISK. Time bonus 905,000 ISK. Bounty prizes a stonking 6,210,690 ISK. Loot and salvage was only 6.7 million. I was expecting more. Only one item worth 250,000 ISK or more, and it's this medium hull repairer worth 351,000. Salvage wise 5.2. Again, almost all of that comes from contaminated Lorentz fluid, which makes up 3.5 of that. Because at the moment that stuff is worth an absolute ton of money. So that's not bad. Let's add that all together and we get something around 17 million ISK, which is by far the most lucrative level 3 mission we've done, but then it did take almost twice as long as any other mission we've done to this point in this series. So come back and see if we get a nice long video next time, or if it's going to be another 5-minute wonder. Until then, do look after yourself, and I'll speak to you again soon.